as we speak, recording now. It is 7/7, which is so fun. So July 7th,
Oh, wow.
2020. So I know that's going to be something. 7/7/2020.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
So
Gotta mean something.
yeah, it's going to mean something. We'll do a little numerology afterwards, but nonetheless, it's a sacred day any day that we are together. So thank you for being here. Little notes about the moon for you all. If you get a chance, go do the meditation that I did in the Moon Cycle Collective on Sunday. It was so good, like redonk good. And it was a pretty quick one too, actually. I could hear the baby, like you guys get the behind the scenes. I could hear the baby waking up upstairs, and Michael took the other two boys out of the house. So I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna wrap this up. But it was like absolutely divine, perfect timing. I could have kept going, but like for this meditation, I really didn't need to. So we are at the full moon in Capricorn, and you can usually feel the full moon and the new moon energy like anywhere from 3 days before to 3 days afterwards. That's why, like, Marianne, I always joke, and actually I mentioned you, Marianne, but without name, because I didn't know if it was okay. Like, I have somebody that like never aligns with like,
I never do.
But I honored you so deeply because that's just the thing. Like, the moon is not a cut and dry, set in its ways. It's got to be like this for every single person, right? Like, that'd be real boring down here on Earth because we'd all know. And so it gives us the opportunity to trust ourselves and to just witness like what works for us and what we're actually feeling on any given day. And specifically with this conversation related to the moon, but like also just all the time, right? It's just such a metaphor for how we get to live life. So this full moon in Capricorn's a very grounding energy. Or it's an earth element in the zodiac. So there's a lot of grounding energy, and there's a lot of like practicality to Capricorn. So it's like, what do you want to do? Like, what are your plans here? And if you're starting to look at because full moon shines its light on everything, right? Like, nothing can hide with the full moon. It's the time to release that which does not serve us. And a lot of the time, or what's been coming up for me with this Capricorn moon, and what I've been hearing from a lot of different people, is feeling like, okay, if we're getting really practical on where to go next, then I'm looking around and I'm like, oh, holy hell, I'm not even close to where I want to be. And so a lot of people are playing the shame game on themselves in the light of the moon. So if that's resonating for you, I just want to share and hold space and just love you and say, you did not take a wrong step. You did not do anything bad. And you needed the lessons that you've learned from every choice that you've made to get to the here and now. Like, your soul actually required that of your human. So does that resonate with anybody? Anybody feeling any of the heaviness or any of the wonky? Who's there?
Come here. Katie wants to say hi.
Oh, hi, Katie. Marianne, I was like, are you speaking to a daughter or a puppy? Because I've seen
I know. I'd look down if it was a dog.
That's true.
Hey friend, you're gonna be
So hopefully that was helpful. And now I'm inviting you all to take a deep breath. Be where you are right now. You get to meet your needs. And in this space, we are here to hold the space and hold you and help to bolster you and just be with you as you're doing that. So Kim or Marianne, do either one of you want to go first? Kim, I know I was going to say, Marianne, if you wouldn't mind like holding, I'm feeling a lot coming in the corner of my computer. So,
You know what I'm knee deep in right now.
Yeah.
So kind of to update you guys, Kelly, I think you were in the call last time when we talked. The day after my mom came home, she got up in the middle of the night and fell really bad. Cracked 2 ribs, cracked a neck vertebrae, gash in her head. My sister rushed her to the ER, and she was in the hospital for about a week before they discharged her to a rehab place where she's been for the past like 2 weeks. Yeah, and she just came home yesterday. In between that time and today, I have been a hot effing mess. My depression went out of control, and I knew it was my depression that was because I was holding on to too much stress. And when I get too stressed, um, I start crying and like just tears automatically. Like I could think of, oh, there's a green frog, ah! So I know what it looks and feels like for me. So I called up my doctor super quick and got on, was able to like do a med change and am able to like, okay, now I can think clearly and respond to things. But it's still pretty damn stressful. And I mean, I'm back down in Massachusetts at my mom's house with the evil lady looking over my shoulder.
I
That
was gonna
piece
ask
of
you, like,
that piece of artwork has been like my nightmares. My mom sees her as a like caring old granny looking down, but she always looked so mean to me, like she was pissed off
I feel
that
like
at me.
can you move your
Yeah.
camera? Because like that's not doing you any service right now with having her over your shoulder. I don't
Yeah.
know what else we
Like-
have to see. I know. Well, now you're looking at her, and you probably don't want to look.
No,
at
I'm not. I'm looking at you guys.
Okay.
She doesn't bother me as much anymore, but she was pretty darn terrifying when I
Yeah,
was a
no, but I
kid.
can like I was even feeling the energy, and she's staring right at you, like.
Yeah.
I know you were talking about like the shame game earlier, and I was like, this lady back here.
Ladies bringing the shame game.
I know. I mean, and when you look at it, it really is truly a beautiful piece of artwork. But it's like, God, she just gave me such horrible like nightmares, and she was the one who would chase me up the stairs
Oh,
when I was a kid. I'm like, I hate this picture.
yeah.
Anyway,
Do you have
so
any sage with you?
I don't, and I can't do it because my sister has terrible allergies. So
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna do my sound healing
Yeah.
and work on that, and because I'm learning about that, so I've got some stuff I can do.
Yep.
And I did bring my essential oils, so I can
Good.
do that. I just can't do it like when I'm gonna see my sister because she's super sensitive to
Yep.
scents.
Yeah, totally.
So last year, the same time, I was here again because my sister had a major surgery
Yeah.
that I had to help her with. Um, and so this has become my summer,
Yeah.
my summer home now. But now I'm able to help mom. But it's going to be a long haul for her, and we still don't even know if she's going to be, how much time we have left with her. And I'm not even like, that is not even in my brain anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, okay, we need to get her to be able to walk. She might just be with a walker, but we've got to make sure she's like doing it consistently the right way. And making sure that she's happy and she gets to her appointments and everything. And she would call me up from the rehab place, please come get me, in tears. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't handle this. And I'm like breaking down too in tears. And yeah, I was a hot mess. There was like a 3-day period. I think it was right when you went on vacation that I was like crying all day long for a few days. I'm like, hiding in my room, only doing what I had to do.
Good.
But I'm definitely feeling much better. I kind of like set a schedule for myself now, which has helped a little bit because I kind of felt like everything was bleh. And now to have it like, okay, I need to do this. I need to meet with my students. Then I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Then I have a call. Then I'm going to need to do this. And keeping my focus on, okay, what do I need to do next?
Right.
And like, okay, I'm going to do yoga and I'm going to do a meditation and I'm going to do, and having that list to kind of fill my day.
Yep.
Has been a lot more helpful.
Yeah.
For me.
Good.
So
What are I want to go 2 different ways with this conversation, but what are 3 things that you have to do, but that you like look forward to each day, that it's like, okay, like these help me to stay in my lane, knowing that like I'm showing up in the way that I really want to and also need to in the world, right? For financial purposes, for personal development purposes, for whatever it is, like what are the 3 things? Because sometimes we go on overload with like all the things that we have to do, and that can cause like major stuff internally.
Yeah. So the main thing is doing some kind of body movement workout. With I call it my workout, but it's literally like just 15 minutes of. That's okay. Sorry, she doesn't like being on screens with people she doesn't know. So I'm like,
No
oh, no, you
worries.
get to see my rolls, my mama rolls.
Yep.
Anyway, so the three things that that help me. So doing that workout, even if it's just like 15 minutes and then like maybe a 20-minute yoga stretch. And sometimes I get into the yoga, like I use Brett Larkin,
Mhm.
who is on YouTube, but I also subscribe to her like membership, and she has like all these other yoga programs on there. But I might start something that she does, and then I like get to moving, and I'm like, ooh, that feels good. Ooh, that so it's just kind of more slow, easy, stretchy,
Yeah.
flowy. I've been listening to well, that's not something I have to do, but I do enjoy listening to music to help kind of wind myself down. And then trying to eat regularly.
Good. Yeah. That was one of the ones that I was
Yeah.
looking for. Like, are you eating? Because you have
Yeah.
to eat, and hydrating too.
Yeah, and drinking. I have my Shakeology thing that I fill up with water, and I try to get through at least 2 to 3 of those a day.
Good.
Because I was noticing, as all this kind of got into this crescendo, I'm like, okay, well, I haven't really been eating very well, and I haven't been drinking water enough, and I haven't been moving my body.
Yeah.
So those to me were like, okay, you used to do that and you had your shit together.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to start doing that again. So I
Yeah,
reached out.
And also, like when we during like intense times of stress, we kind of default back to
Yeah.
like the bare minimum. Like we default back to the old foundation.
Oh
And
God,
you've done
yeah.
so much work. And so like Kim, like just like an ode to you, you've done so much work and you know it now. Like you can feel it the second you're not eating the way you need to or drinking enough. So that's like a huge ode to you and the work that you've done. And also, if you need to set up little reminders for yourself during times, because like this is like heightened levels of stress on a lot of different levels.
Yeah.
So I used to, when I worked at the hospital, every time somebody walked into my office, which was all the freaking time, I would have a sip of water, right? Like it was just a thing. It was, I made that I just made that a part of me. Like I said, like when this happens, I will do this. And so for you,
Right.
every time you walk through a doorway, you have a sip of water or something like that to ensure that you're keeping it going. There's some psychological term for that. I don't know what it is, but habit stuck with me.
Yeah. It's like building that internal habit to trick your mind.
Right.
But yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I wanted to ask you, because this is the second summer this has happened, right? What happened the summer before last?
Before my sister? I don't know.
We were in Indianapolis. We were in Marianne.
Oh yeah. That was awesome. That was fun.
So, but you weren't in. The reason I'm asking you, because this is the second summer in a row. So normally with life, when things pop up around the same time, or like the same thing, even though it's got its variations, happens, and it's like bringing you back to the same place. For me, it's like, oh, like, isn't that curious? But also like, what do you have to learn there?
I moved my daughter to Texas that summer.
Yes. Yeah.
I moved her to Texas.
So
yeah, because I did all like the fun things that I do during summer.
Right.
But then that was sad.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Yeah. So interesting, right? Like, so we can talk about summer specifically. We can talk about different moons. We can talk about things like that. But like, what is it that's coming up for now that it's summertime and something sad is happening? Like oh, hang on one second. I hear a kid.
Yep.
Not in his room. But think about this. Maybe you guys can talk through it. What's coming up for you that like you need to be in Massachusetts or you need to go through these things? Think about that for a second.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go through sad stuff.
So I kind of miss what she said because my kid came out. But like when things keep happening, she's saying something about like noticing the pattern or something.
Yeah.
Like
So like the past 3 summers, something has always happened in the summer that has been like emotional for me. You
mhm.
know, 3 summers ago, it was my daughter. I moved my daughter down to Texas to go live with her husband. And she and I are super close. Last summer, it was my sister's surgery. This summer, it's my mom. Um,
Mm.
so I don't, you know, I don't know what, I mean, other than the connection of it being like sad, things that sadden me.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Like summer and sad.
Is it relevant that it's summer all the time?
Well, summer is when because I'm a teacher, I don't have work, per se. I mean, I'm not at school like I am during the regular school year. My year is like built around an elementary school year. So it's my time to relax. I kind of have a lot more downtime and I can be there for other people
Mm.
and help other people. Maybe I don't see it as a sad thing. Maybe it's, that I want to be there and help people. So that's when I'm available. I don't know.
Is she asking that we like look for the
Yeah.
reframe?
The what?
Is she asking that we like look for the reframe?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe it's something that,
Mm.
I
Well,
don't
some
know
of it though, like it's not like you're looking for it, right? Like if you're, I mean, you can't
mm-mm.
help it. Your sister needed surgery, or that your mom fell and needs you
Yeah.
now. I don't you're not creating that.
No.
But
And I don't take I don't think that that has anything to do with me.
yeah.
So I don't, I'm just not sure where, um, why that happens. Maybe because I don't have things scheduled regularly.
Mm.
I'm not, I'm, I don't really know, Jill.
It's just an interesting thing, and there might not be a right or wrong answer to it, but it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, like why is like the summer like the default? And maybe it's
Yeah.
not. Maybe you're just focusing on it more because you do have more time because you're not in
Mm.
school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's just the fact that you're in Massachusetts 2 summers in a row, though, that's like fascinating,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
Part of
because,
a pattern.
yeah,
Yeah.
look at it as like, oh, like, isn't that interesting? Like, you've been there 2 summers in a row. It's like, but like, what are you meant to like learn there? And that you have
Mm-hmm.
to be there for. And so now that the question has come up, we've put it out there. And so now you get to see like kind of what surfaces from it.
I mean, I'm definitely approaching this as a learning experience because, okay, my mom is younger than my dad and she is less active, so she's definitely more frail. She is more, I think unfortunately she is going to go before he does, but I don't know.
How much it doesn't actually matter, but what are the years difference between them?
He is 85 and she's 82, so 3 years difference. Yeah, so not much difference,
No.
but she was a smoker for 65 years.
Right.
She didn't get out and work out and move her body much for a good 30 of those years, of the last years. So, I just kind of have this feeling like, okay, we're getting to the tail end of things.
Right.
And I'm kind of approaching it as okay, so this is what I should look for. This is what I need to pay attention to, and also kind of like putting it in my back of my brain to like share with my kids, like, hey, okay, when I get to this age, we really need to pay attention to, or what do I need to do to make sure I don't end up like her. So it's definitely, I'm learning from this experience. I'm learning. With my sister, I learned wound care and rehabilitation. That helped me with my dad. when he had his surgery. Now I can bring what I learned with my dad to help my mom with the walker, and okay, this is what you need to do. You got to build up your muscle mass, because like she's lost 20 pounds in 3 months.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So let's box back and forth on like
yeah,
a bunch of like the deeper stuff, but just know that like you've gone through everything, and it's cumulative, right? It's that compound
yeah,
effect. Like you said, like you have learned so much that you can
yeah,
bring now. And I know that you feel better now being there, being able to like actually participate, actually being able to help. The final thing that came up for me is, as you are kind of gathering all this information for you and your kids, perhaps this would be a cool time to ask your mom to share some stories, just stories of womanhood, stories of her experience as a parent, stories of different things, right? Because like we forget that so much of what we go through, like we kind of think about giving it to our kids, but also protecting our kids from some things. And so with that comes the loss of some stories that as adults there
yeah.
could
You
be
filter out.
there could be a
You're like,
really cool
maybe they shouldn't hear that.
right. Tell them later. So I think like, like yes, gather data for you, but also indulge yourself in some like really real deep connection time with mom and sister. And I think that could be a really cool opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been doing that. She and I took a little walk. I mean, we're talking like 20-step walk out around the driveway, but we went out and we sat outside and we looked at the plants, and then we walked a little and looked at more plants. So that was like super nice to be able to do that and help her get outside, because when she was at the rehab place, she couldn't go outside.
Right.
And I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you are a shining light, and you have learned how to be a shining light, and also let us take care of you and remind you to take care of you too.
Yeah. And when I was at home, I was taking baths more. I can't, because they don't have a bathtub here. They just have like the walk-in to make it easier for my mom.
Yeah.
But by using oils and doing my sound therapy and
and
sound
actually
baths.
drinking more water will take the place of what you were counting on the bath for, right? So you can just imagine that as an internal bath, really.
Yeah. Yep, that's a good idea. I'll do that.
All right, I love you dearly.
Love you guys.
We are
Thank you.
holding space for you, and
Thank you.
And we'll keep digging, girl. This is the stuff.
Yep. Definitely. Thank you.
Kelly, Marianne, who would like to go next?
Are you itching, Marianne?
It doesn't matter to me. If you've got something, go ahead.
I don't know if I necessarily got something, but I know I'm kind of occupied at the same time. So.
All right, if they're occupied,
Yep.
Kelly, go.
Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So what keeps coming up for me? So like money stories is always a thing for me. I feel like some of what is like stopping me from making decisions is that I always bring it back to like a money reason. Like, for example, my sleep. I feel like this is how the cycle goes for me, and I want to like cut it up and stop it.
Yeah.
So like I feel like if I could improve my sleep, I could get up earlier to an alarm clock and knock out some of the typed work that I need to do to move the business forward now that COVID is fucking all of the social distancing. I'm sorry, but that was a really frustrated moment. And I know that the product that I am aligned with could absolutely help my sleep, because when I used to take it years ago, it did. Mm-hmm. But I can't ask my husband to take on any more financially, and I currently can't afford it financially. So it's like I can't buy the thing that's going to help my sleep, that's going to help the business because of money. And like that's a stupid thing to keep cycling into. So there's that is coming up for me.
Okay,
and
stop.
Go.
It's not a stupid cycle.
Okay.
Not a stupid cycle. Okay.
Okay.
So, because now you're judging your cycle. Now you're looking at the cycle that you don't like and you're judging it. So that's a lot of not likes. That's a lot of negativity. That's a lot of like bleh and then judging of the bleh. So we don't have to do that. I can keep going, but was there something else?
No, keep going with that.
Okay. Take a deep breath and sit up straight. Okay. Now, money. How much do you love money?
I love money.
Are you willing to actually love money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is in the way of love and money?
What is in the way of love and money? For
Because you're
me?
not focusing on loving money. You're focusing on something else. There is a roadblock between money and love for you.
Okay.
When you think of money, what do you focus on?
That this is an expensive year and I see money down the line, but it's always the bigger vision and I never see the small bits that bring me there.
So you
The now.
so you don't see the love for money. You're focusing on what's not there.
Okay.
Is that right? Like, so you're like, okay, great, money's coming.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you keep saying, well, money's coming, then that means it's not here yet.
Mm-hmm.
So great, big vision. You see tons of money coming in. In the meantime, though, wouldn't it be pertinent for you to learn how to stop looking at what's not there and start looking at what is there? And if you're like, but there's nothing there, which is not true ever, then what if we started just understanding that this is a fear thing and we focus on love instead? Because when you're saying, I know the money's coming, I see it out there, when we say something, we also say the opposite. So the money's out there, which means it's not here right now. And because money not being here right now makes me afraid, I can't love the money that is here, or I can't love the feeling of money. Let the marble that's going around right here drop down to here. Close your eyes. Picture the marbles that are swirling and you're beautiful, intelligent, wanting to figure everything out, and you are so good at it and you are so determined, but right now you need to drop down into your heart. Let it swirl around your beautiful head. Fall down back behind your eyes and your nose. Watch that marble fall behind your mouth, down your neck, and land right in the center of your chest. Let that little money marble roll around, 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 and allow your heart to open up a space for it. When your heart is ready, it will envelop this marble. Take a deep breath. Okay. Now, money is available to you all the time. You are abundant. There is no limit to what you can create, but also just call in. You don't have to work yourself to the bone to make money. If you're open to it, money can and will appear in all sorts of different places for you. Now, that being said, why do you fear sleep? Because you've put the fear on money, and that's been there. But I also feel that you're trying to like take the fear that you have on sleep and like throw it on money, because that's the easy place to throw it. Why do you fear sleep?
I'm gonna have to think on that one because I don't, I never thought of it as that I fear sleep. I miss sleep. um
Okay, keep going down that path. You miss sleep. So what do you have instead? If you miss sleep, that means you don't have it. So what do you have instead?
I have a fun-filled, jam-packed life full of dance parties and outside adventures with energetic toddlers
Yeah.
that love to snuggle mommy and daddy at nighttime.
Yes. Okay. So that's awesome and also exhausting, right? And so
Right.
two things there. Now we're getting into it. So
Okay.
do you have fun throughout your day? Or do
Yes.
you pretend you have fun throughout your day?
No, I totally have fun throughout my day.
Okay.
Not all day, every day, but parts of every day.
Okay.
Every day. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have to sacrifice sleep for that fun?
No.
Okay. When does that fun usually happen for you?
Um, it's kind of throughout all of our waking hours.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
So now let's go into what does the kiddos sleep look like for you?
They're asleep by like 8-ish. And then my daughter is usually up by 10-ish, trying to snag a spot in our bed. And that's usually like either the time that I'm migrating to the bed or sometime beforehand.
Mhm.
And I think, her body's just in the rhythm of waking up at this hour now. So she's just doing that little, automatic dance now. But it's very often that by the time I get into the bed, there's already a tiny human to snuggle.
Does
Which is
that
so sweet, and I love it so much, and I'm asleep.
So here's just an honest question, right?
Yeah.
Because this is what, like, do you see, like, everything impacts everything? You're talking about money and we're talking about sleep, and now
Totally.
we're talking about tiny humans. Like, everything all goes like this, right?
Yeah.
So the tiny human in the bed,
Mm-hmm.
does that serve you and or your husband and or your daughter anymore? There is no right or wrong answer to this. This is me as your coach asking the questions to help you do the digging. So
Yeah.
does that serve you anymore?
So that has been one that we have pondered, and it doesn't really serve me anymore in like the sleep sense, but I'm also, part of me feels like willing to sacrifice the no sleep part because I know that those years are so short, and she loves it so much. And it's so cute.
Yeah.
So part of me sees like the sleep will come when the money comes. It's like all down the road.
Yeah. Which, like, yeah, it will, but also you've got to have some of it now. There's got to, for you, what you're saying is, with the money will come, the sleep will come. What you're actually saying energetically is, I will literally sacrifice myself and put all of me on hold for someday.
Kelly, sleep is going to help fill your cup, and you can't fill other people's cups from an empty cup.
Totally.
And you need that sleep.
Totally. And this is where I get back in the cycle. I know the product, the only thing that has ever helped for me is the product from LifeVantage.
Mm-hmm.
And I know financially I can't take it on, and neither can my husband right now. So then I'm like, what do I do with that move?
So
more money?
Well, wait, what was that?
Call in more money? Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's got to be some level of belief there. And also, and I'm this is a big ball, and so we're kind of chipping away at it. But the first thing is, why have you, because you've it feels very like a line drawn in the sand. This is the only thing that will ever work for me, ever, for my entire days, to get me sleep ever again. Like, you're putting pressure on this thing that you feel like you can't have. Which is an excuse as to why you're stuck where you are. So what we've got to do a couple things here. You're putting pressure on something that you feel like you can't have. That pressure valve has to be alleviated one of two ways. You've either got to get to switch the way of thinking of, I don't actually need that thing. I like that thing. That thing is great. That product is amazing, but I don't actually need it to sleep. Like, biologically, my body can sleep. I perhaps will have to learn different mechanisms to help me to sleep, but I don't need that thing. So then that takes the pressure off the product itself, but it also takes the pressure off the fact that you have no money for it, right? Quote unquote. Or you start saying, okay, no, I really want that thing, and I'm going to allow myself to have it, because if I believe that I am deserving of this life that I want to live, then I need to best support myself. And the money will show up, and it will come to support me in having this thing. And if you got really super honest with yourself, you could look at the budget and switch things around. And I know what it feels like to look at a budget and be like, there's no wiggle room, but there is always, we tend to look at a budget as like a static point in time type of thing, but actually it gets to free flow. And it's amazing. And so here's another question. This is logistical. Do you have an actual budget that you work from and you live by?
It's not like a written down, well, it's like a monthly written down budget. Yeah, because my income is so different every month.
Right. Yeah. So you're all, so, and what that is reflecting back to you is that's fearful, because you can't control that. So without seeing it, you're always going to think, I don't have enough. I don't have enough. I bet that if you actually wrote things down and you actually allowed yourself to love money, which gets back to the first question, and to be with money, then more money would flow in. One of the biggest, most influential things that Michael and I did at the beginning of our journey, and we worked with a money coach on this, and we can like talk about this, not today, but like in other forms, is we got super freaking clear on where every single penny we have goes to on a monthly basis and what's coming in. And so, because I was living in a time period where I was afraid to look at the bank account, I would just spend and assume that I had it until I freaked out because I didn't actually know. And it was a cycle, and it always happened. And because I wasn't looking at the money. And a lot of money gurus will tell you, and I love this, right? So in any relationship, how does a relationship grow and flourish? Like, you spend time with the other person, right? Like, in order to like have a deeper connection with another person, you've got to spend some time with that person, right? Like, you're not just gonna like go out on the streets and be like, hey, that person looks like a great person to marry, I'm gonna marry that one, and like not spend any time with them. Like, in order to grow in deeper levels of trust and love with another person, you've got to spend time with it. Same goes for money. If you want to deepen your connection in your relationship and call in more money, you've got to spend time with the money you have. And so we literally just talked about like 7 different ways of going about this, which shows you just how complex it is, but it also shows you that it's an energetic, fluid entity in and of itself. And there are a bazillion different ways that you can look at this. But in terms of your first like sleep, LifeVantage product, money, you've either got to work with yourself on, you don't need that thing to sleep. There are other things that you can do in life to help yourself sleep, or just buy the product and trust that the money is going to flow in to support you getting this thing. Because if you're coming at it with a hard and fast, I can't afford that, but that's the only way I'm going to get sleep, you are stuck. Because they're both negatives, and they're both hard negatives. So you've got to alleviate it one way or the other for you, or the cycle will continue.
Yeah.
And there's also a bazillion different things that we can get into with like motherhood and your daughter and sleep and things like that. And so there's just got to be, oh, I went to pour this into here because I wanted to keep the lemon seeds in here, and they were the first things that came out. But like there's deeper energetic like grippiness there. And like, I mean, we all know like the mother-child relationship and like how deep it goes is really, really intense. And also when it comes to certain points along the journey, there are some ways that you can go about making changes if it's time to, that will not only support you, but also will always be supportive of the kiddo as well. So we can box back and forth about that if you want.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
biggest, like first priority here, how are you going to release the pressure on the valve that is the LifeVantage product? It's either got to stop being the only answer, or you've got to just buy it and trust that the money is going to flow. So you can feel into that, right? And you're not tied to it forever and ever. Amen.
Right.
There's always, I knew this before, and I've read this in a lot of my learning over time, but I just saw it again the other day and it really stuck with me. At any given moment, there is infinite potential for what's available for us. And any choice we make brings up infinite possibilities and pathways for what can and will come. Where do you choose to spend your energy? If you choose to see it only like this, you're cutting out all the infinite possibilities. So just play around with abundance in itself. Today, Kelly, your homework is to note abundance all over the place, including the abundance of leaves on the trees right now. It's freaking green in Maine, right? Like, oh my gosh, right? And abundance anywhere, because the more and more you start picking up on what is there, and the more and more you stop looking at what's not there, more money, more love, more sleep, more everything is going to flow. And I think that's the energetic piece. You are staring so much at what's not there. I don't have sleep. I don't have this product. I don't have money. And you're not looking at all at what is there. And the universe can only bring to us what we're looking at.
Excellent.
Excellent. Take a deep breath. You smile. Smile. Just smile. You got this. You've got this. Look at the work, Kelly, you have done in the past 6 months, like the inner work, right?
Yep.
Money is a big one, because you know what, you guys, money is not just of us in our lifetimes and what we saw our parents do with it. It is so genetically, like intrinsically inside us from past generations. We are the brave ones that are breaking the mold. And so be gentle, be easy, and also look at what you do have. Because nobody told our parents or their parents or their parents to look at what they do have. They told them to look at what they don't have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. You'll get mini box from me.
We got this. It's all flowy. It's all flowy. Okay, Marianne. How are you, my love?
I'm good.
What's happening?
Good.
see this stretch.
Yeah. Marianne's like, all right, here we go.
Okay. No, it was funny that you were talking about being practical at the beginning because I have a lot of practical things happening this month. So, and like, it's one of those things where like they're all good, but even good things are stressful. So, and there's a lot of it. So, so tomorrow I need
Wait,
to go
so
up.
I have to.
Yeah.
Good things are stressful. Is that a spell you want to cast?
No, I'm just saying.
I know what
like,
you're saying,
yeah.
but you also know me, and I'm gonna like words matter. So good things are stressful. Like, okay, there's a lot of good. But it's just I'm feeling rushed, or I'm feeling this, or I'm feeling that. Like, don't spell cast yourself as good things equal stress.
Yeah, I guess I just get very focused
That's
and
fine.
maybe
That's
not as much fun. Like when you were asking Kelly, like, you know, do you have fun during the day? No, I don't have fun during the day because I'm just very,
because you're very
right now I'm just very focused.
That's okay. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay,
Tomorrow. Back to tomorrow.
so tomorrow morning we have to get up early and we have to go up to school and move my daughter's stuff, Katie, who was here a little bit ago, move all her stuff from her apartment at school back home, like for the final time. So, so that's one thing. And we have movers to help with that. So, I mean, that's all fine, but that has to happen tomorrow. Thursday afternoon, my other daughter is having a tonsillectomy.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's something else we need to deal with. And then I will be here by myself with her all weekend, which I'm not like that worried about, but I'm just saying nursing is not my forte. So,
not that I know that, I just know my experience. I was 18 when I had my tonsils out, and like,
I remember you
needed
said
my
that.
mom. Like,
Yeah.
I needed her to crush up the stuff. So like, yeah, like, oh yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But, so I got that. And then on the 20th, daughter moving her stuff home tomorrow is actually moving her life to her new big like adult apartment, and moving away. And so that comes with its own just practical issues. And then just the emotion of like, I was sitting in her room while she was kind of going through things the other night, and
Yeah.
like I just started to cry.
Yeah.
Which because I was like, she's actually leaving. Like it was weird. So anyway, so those, and then she starts a job the week after that.
Yeah.
And then just, you know, other stuff too. Like Katie had to take her boards last week, so we were worried about that, but she passed that. So that's all good. As we knew she would. So yeah, just a lot of stuff. And to Kelly's point as well, I'm like, I started calculating in my head, like, okay, it's going to cost this much to do this, and this much to do this, and this, and I was like, uh-oh, holy crap, that makes me really nervous. But it'll all be fine. So, it all works out. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing these days.
All right, Kim Johnson, go ahead.
You know I had something to say. So my kids are 22, 20, and going to be 19 in a month or so. And the whole moving out thing, when you have, and you sound like you're super close to your kids. And when you're that close, when they leave, even if it's just going, like actually taking that big adult step is huge. It's like, okay, I've identified as this mom.
Exactly.
Doing this for 20 something years.
Yeah.
Now who am I? Now how do I identify myself? And I hear you, because I have been struggling with this since I moved my daughter down. And I miss her.
It's really, yeah, it's hard because that's what I still can't put words to it, but I know what you're saying, because like as a mom, my vision has always been, even before I had kids, was like, my goal is to, I know a lot of people focus like on the toddler stage and what, but my goal was always like, I'm growing adults, like that my goal is
Yes.
to raise them to go
To
off
be
and be their,
self-sufficient,
yeah. And
independent.
so, exactly. And so sitting in her room that night, I was like, I did that.
Yeah.
Now what do I do?
Now, yeah. Like, what do I mean, I still have another one, so I got a second chance with it. But
Yeah,
I mean,
but
not a second chance, but yeah, but it's like, I don't even know what words to put to it, because it was kind of like, well, I guess I'm done now. That's weird. I
that
don't know.
ended up
It's just
that, yeah, and it
strange.
ends so abruptly. That's the
Yeah.
thing that really, kind of got me. It's like, oh crap, they're like adults and they can but they're always going to call you back. Like, oh my god, my daughter calls me back, how do I do this, mom? How do I do that? My son, okay, how do I make an appointment from the doctor? What do I do? So until it's a different type of mom that we are now with adult
Yeah.
kids. It's not that they need us all the time. They need us to help them make sure they're doing, like, to back them up. Like, hey, I'm back here for you. We're kind of,
Yeah.
we're not in the forefront now. We're kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah. Kind of like a safety net kind of thing.
Yeah.
I
That's
can
the
see
best
that.
way I can describe it. And so, we still want them. We let them go, and we pray to God, and we hope to God that they do the best that they can and that they're safe, and because we don't have that control anymore. And that's kind of scary at times, because you can't control what they're doing. But you got to trust that you have given them the skills that they need, which I'm sure you have, and that they're going to make the best decision that they possibly can. And we as parents have to realize that they're going to make the decisions, and this goes for us as well. People are going to make the decisions they make based on the knowledge they have at the time. And they may think that it's the best idea, and we might say, yeah, not so
that
much.
probably wasn't the best thing.
Yeah, but we got to let them make those mistakes and failures, and be there to, help. Okay, you can do this. Come on, let's keep going.
Yeah. And at least mine's not going to Texas. She's going about 20 minutes away. So.
Yeah, lucky.
Yeah. So
I can't wait till mine comes home, which is going to be in another year. It's like, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So it'll all be good.
And I mean, Marianne, this is Katie we're talking about too, right? Like, I mean, you brought Katie to True Live, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you have equipped her with a lifetime of love and knowledge and witnessing, and perhaps throughout, I mean, I've been a mom for 7 years, and there are plenty of moments that I'm like, oh, I messed that up. So I'm imagining every mom has scenarios like that. But even though there are those, it's like we forget that our kids chose us so that we could learn too. Right? They were part of our soul's development. We chose them, they chose us. I read this beautiful quote that said, my child didn't come from me, she came through me. Right? So like, her soul knows what's coming, right? It knows all that it's been through. And because we have free will as humans, you have gifted her with so much knowledge, experience, love, like all of that matters so deeply. So deeply. So fortunately, you have a really awesome support system, because you are amazing and you have learned that you need to take care of yourself, but to help you with this life transition, because that's what this is. Like, this is evolution. This is massive transition for you, and so much will come up because of it. And you've got me, you've got the red tent, you've got all these things that can support you through this, right? Like, Kim's like, I know exactly how you're feeling right now. And it's so powerful, because I want to remind you, you chose this, and you were not predisposed to choosing something like this, right? Katie already is, because of you, because you were willing to do your own work and gift her the understanding that she can too. So as a mom, like, high five, girlfriend. Right? Like, amazing evolutionary life-changing stuff. Now let's get into, you already gave yourself, you already mentioned the medicine that you're going to do over the next week and a half or a month and a half or so. Purposeful fun.
Yeah.
That's going to be every time you allow yourself to be bigger than you, to get into silly mode, magic happens. And so, yes, I mean, how beautiful is it? Like, we're in practical mode. And I kind of like those weeks that you're like, at the beginning of the week, you're like, whoo, like, all right. And so you kind of just like get in the mode, like Superwoman cape on, like, we've got this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna go and we're gonna move the stuff, and then we're gonna have the surgery, and then we're gonna take care of the baby, and then we're gonna move on out. And here's the thing, at the end of all of it, you're gonna be tired because the Superwoman cape goes on, but afterwards it's got to turn into a blankie, right? So you've got to prepare for rest later on, but while you're in go mode, how can you inject fun into it? So I'm thinking we have a very specific, we create a very specific, and maybe Katie can help you with this, like a playlist, like a music playlist. Like, this is what we're going to be jamming out to in the car as we go get your stuff, right? Like, and so you can have like that fun dance party in the car, and it's fun making those things. So maybe tonight you take like 10 minutes, pull up Spotify and say, okay, what are your favorite silly songs or like go girl songs? And you make a playlist that you guys can do together. And then, like, what else feels fun for you, Marianne, right? Like, kind of getting into that. And I know you're going to be like, nothing. I don't know. Nothing feels fun.
I know. It's hard. It's hard for me.
Yeah, no, but this is where, like, we just get to, let's troubleshoot some ideas. So, ladies, what feels fun for you? And Marianne, you throw on whatever sweaters you want and discard the rest. But something that feels really fun for me is, pouring a glass of wine and going and taking a bath, right? Like, that, not only does that feel relaxing, but that's fun. Like, I love that. Kelly, what are some things that feel fun for you?
Oh, one thing that is fun for me is to sit in my backyard and watch all of the little birds. We have like a little bird condo. We've created a nice little village for our buddies, and I watch like the chipmunks and the frogs and the birds and sit there and just be with nature, and it's super fun.
So fun. Kim, what feels fun for you?
I like being with family.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing is that on my home in New Hampshire, we have a swing on our front porch, and I sit on that and I look at all the plants that I planted as they come up through the seasons and enjoy looking at them, just sitting there watching them.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a trend that, well, except for you, Jillian, but like Kelly's and mine have to do with nature.
Yeah, no,
being
but like,
outside.
I was gonna say, like,
but you too.
I mean, running, that's fun for me. Marianne, you've started incorporating walking into your life, and you had that breakthrough of like, oh, this actually doesn't suck. Like, I can do this, right? Like, I can do that. So that in itself is super powerful. What about like a funny movie? Like,
oh yeah,
like just to make you laugh. Or
so it's interesting. So all the things that you guys are saying are things that I would do. Like, I have a jacuzzi tub and I go sit in that, and I don't, and frequently enough, but I do want to go like sit outside. We have a swing outside where I can go sit and do that. But when I think about what I should be doing to have fun, I always think it has to be something active.
yes.
Like it's not okay to just go sit outside and enjoy being outside.
Yeah.
Like, to me, for some reason in my head, it has to always be something like super active. And obviously that's not the case.
Fun so many different things for different people. But also, you said that you went out to that outdoor restaurant and that was fun for you. So Marianne, like, like, gather some evidence from yourself, because like, going out, if if you're like, oh, I really want to go outside, but that's not considered fun. Like, no, like screw the considered, like go like do the thing. Or like, oh, I really want to go call up my friend and like go hit up the restaurant. Like you don't have to ask permission. But what you get to do, and this is going to be like, this is like your sticky note thing. Inject fun wherever you can, whenever you can, right? Laughter. That's why I said, like, go put on a funny movie. I mean, I think I'm hilarious, but like, I'm not predisposed to like laughing necessarily without like a catalyst. So like I'll put myself around people, or I'll go do something where laughter will be induced. Sometimes that takes, because I mean I could get in go mode on my computer and like be with the kids, like all the things, and like forget like, oh wait, this is just supposed to be silly. And so in like being around natural inducing things of laughter, super fun too.
Okay. Yeah, that's helpful. I know we've talked about it before, but now you're reminding me that I was kind of taught that it's not okay to just have fun.
And also, I want to point out over your, I think it's your right shoulder, but I'm not sure because of the trickiness of
yes.
I see the word happy. Just pointing that out.
Yeah, it says this is my happy place.
So in the context of this conversation, what if you really made it your happy place? Not just the, oh, I'm grateful to be home, but like, we're gonna make this happy. And you know what? We're also gonna feel the feels when we're really sad about surgery, when we're really sad about bringing my daughter to another place to live. Like, I'm not gonna allow myself to feel the feels of that, but how can I inject more fun so that we are allowing these feelings to flow?
Yeah.
Marianne, are there interesting places that you can stop along the way when you go on that road trip with your daughter?
That's a good idea.
Because that's
no.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. We found like weird, out of the way places to stop on our way down.
Yeah, it's only like an hour, so
Okay.
it's not.
Right.
Yeah, and no, it's very flat, Indiana.
What if you did like a scavenger hunt? Like you made a scavenger hunt for yourself. Like you have to like take a picture of like the biggest rock you can find, or take a picture of like, you know, something that's the color yellow, right? Like you just like made it silly and just like what kids would do.
Yeah, that's so weird. That feels so odd.
That's okay.
But it would be fun.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I like that.
All right. You and I, we're going to focus on the fun train over the next, but you know what? Also get shit done, right? Like get the stuff done, but remember we can be ladies. We don't have to be either or. It doesn't have to be super serious or super silly. It gets to be serious sometimes and then silly on the other times. Like they get to intertwine together.
Yeah.
So yeah, Marianne, you got a lot of practical stuff to do over the next month and a half. That's okay. You also get to have fun doing it.
Yeah. That's a good reminder. I needed that.
Yeah, good. It's a good reminder for all of us. I think we all needed to hear that in our own ways, shapes, and forms. So, all right. Does anyone have anything else? I want to be respectful of time, but send me all the boxes, give me all the updates, do all the things, take care of yourself, drink lots of water after this for different reasons. We all need some. And I'm going to go burn some sage around here and knock out a little bit of work myself while the baby is still sleeping.
Yay.
Right?
Awesome. Enjoy. Thank you
So much.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.